5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We are live
At the tent in Deal, New Jersey, 100 Norwood Avenue, the site of what we're going to be doing now, a draft preview show, but we have other things in store for you this evening.
A lot of stuff.
A lot of fun.
But
And
before we get to the toy, let's talk about the tent. Behind us is, well, that's the belt, which is really cool. That's not what I was referring to.
oh,
This is going to be our sushi station.
yes, sushi. Let's
Cool.
go through it one more time.
Why
Sushi coming this week. We have a full butcher display.
Already some meat being cut as we speak.
Beautiful, and the sandwich menu and the salads, and we're getting ready to rock and roll here this summer. Please come on down. We would love to take care of you and help you out.
Very excited.
Also the Shabbat buffet and the Mazza, daily Mazza, and now we got that out of the way. Salads, paid sponsorship is over, and now we're going to get to it.
Right back.
So quite a few things on the docket this evening, and we're going to start off with a few unprecedented things that we usually don't do throughout the years, but I think the time is now.
Why not?
Why not? So first things first, we have 6 captains set in stone, and
We had 7, but times
yeah.
have changed. We did a video and we did announce, I believe it was the last captain announced,
Yeah.
was Yaakov Saria, who is no longer a captain for reasons unknown right now. He's back in the draft.
Yes.
Very excited to see where he's going to go in this draft, because that was a big discussion.
Talking point of why he no longer is a captain.
Right. So Yaakov, welcome back in the draft. Definitely a enticing piece for somebody to pick.
Listen, he's a multiple-time champion. He wrecks games with his bat. But we'll get to Yaakov when we go through the player list.
But Sammy brought that up.
We have an open spot. But now let's go through the people that are locked in as captains. We have Michael Cohen back as captain, much to a few of the captain's chagrin. I know people don't love that, but Michael is coming with a chip on his shoulder. He's back. Gabe Abadi, another return captain.
Got to the World Series.
Yes, last year with Ray, with Fire. Now Gabe is back at the captaincy helm. So that's 2. Number 3, we have Stephen J. Gindy, the reigning champion. That's our 3rd captain. And then back again for I lost count how many years, Michael Saban Solomon, number 4. Ray Esses, number 5. And
Ray's been a captain a bunch of times as well.
Yep, co-captain, solo captains. Right. He's been there around the block. And
the
also,
World Series last year also,
yeah,
of course.
Since we
5.
last spoke, you all thought that Teddy Ishak and Sammy Esses were together, but now Teddy himself is also in the draft. He wants to see where he goes in the draft, and now Sammy Esses will be captaining solo.
So Teddy's been putting a ton of work in, and everybody knows that. And he's playing shortstop Sunday morning in the YMSL. His team is doing okay. They're 4-4. They're right in the mix. He's playing well. He's hitting well. So I think he is curious to see where he goes in the draft.
Listen, I think we all are curious, but that leaves us to the final spot. There's one open captaincy spot, and what we're going to be doing is we are going to conduct a lottery right now, live here on air, between 3 candidates. Candidate number 1 is once upon a time captain Shimmy Cohen.
Shimmy.
Number 2, also a former captain last year of the Baby Bombers, Hank Dweck.
Hanky Panky. So Hanky did pretty good last year. A couple of teammates frustrated at him, thought he didn't manage the way he could have.
For a rookie captain to get to the postseason and actually put together a decent run, I think he takes too much of the brunt of whatever these people's issues were. I think he did a pretty solid job.
Okay.
And then finally, the 3rd candidate in this lottery would be another former captain, Michael Melech Solomon. So Melech, there's the 3 captains. We have Melech, we have Shimmy, and we have Hank. And now,
So now Melech, we don't have to say a lot. He's a winner last year, right? He won the whole thing last year. And rumor had it he wanted to co-captain with Stephen Gindy.
yes, he did.
But now he's throwing his hat in the rink, which would make it not even a possibility for them to be together, which is pretty cool. So we have these 3 names, and I guess we're going to stick it. Usually I have my red, white, and blue popcorn bowl.
We upgraded to these nice little baskets.
Yes. So Melech, number 1, fold them up. Shimmy, number 2, fold them up. Then we got Hanky Panky, Hank, Hammer, whatever you want to call him, number 3, fold them up.
No Hammer. Hank.
Not Hammer, just Hank. Shake him and This is a fun one.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah, we had something similar to this in the past. But the captain is going to go to. Should I do the honors?
Do it.
All right.
And the winner of the 7th captain spot in the 2023 M&S draft is Michael Melech Solomon.
Melech back in the crew. Wow, very interesting. An hour ago, I did not think Michael Melech would be a captain this year.
Either did he.
Neither did he. So he was in to do it. He was all excited. We had those 3 names. Michael Solomon. You know what? Let's not lose that paper because we're going to use it now. This one of Michael. And now let me explain as we go on. I can't believe we just got a 7th captain.
Yeah, that's great.
Pretty wild. Put this to the side. Okay. Now the way we're going to do the lottery. So we did it on the computer before. Sammy did it. And there was a minor glitch. Glitch in the computer, glitch in our time, glitch in of how we did, not slots, but where guys belong.
Yeah, but people at home have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, this is true, because we're just talking to a few. So let me explain. Sorry, you could ignore that last 25 seconds. A lot of what comes out of my mouth is hogwash anyway. Here's our captains. Michael Cohen, as Sammy said, Stephen Gindy, and Gabe Abadi. I'm bringing these 3 names in particular because these 3 captains are clearly first rounders in this draft. We have a loaded draft, an extremely deep draft, but as first rounders, everybody and their uncles and their grandmas would agree these guys, whether it's name recognition, whether it's numbers, whatever it is,
Now, they're first rounders,
they're the first rounders going.
undoubtedly.
Right? Could a Sammy Soria be better than all 3?
Could be.
He might, but in an open draft,
Could an Albert Cohen repeat what he did last year and be
Could
a
be better than all of them?
first overall pick? Could
yeah,
be.
could be. Anything could happen. Edmund Beta could be the best pitcher and carry the team. But for all intents and purposes, these 3 guys are going on the top of the draft board.
Oh, you're
And
wearing a jacket today.
I am
That's
wearing a
new.
jacket. Yeah, came straight from school.
Nice.
But what we're going to do now, these 3 could be either 1, 2, 3, or 4 in this draft. All right? So Michael, Steven, or Gabe are either going to be slotted as the first round. First, second, third, or 4th pick. So I'm folding them up here, putting them in one basket. I've done this way a couple of years ago when we had a similar situation. So we're taking the 3 names, putting them in here. Now watch, and I'm going to be as clear as I can. We have another bucket over here. And in the other bucket, I'm putting numbers. 1, folding it up with the gooey and everything, so it's weird, but all good. 1, you know, like I can't open it. 2, hope they can see the 2.
Well, I'm going to show that the camera each one after you pick it.
Okay, perfect. 2. Sorry for the delay on this, but we're trying to be as clear and
Got to be concise because otherwise people cry foul and funny business. So we got to make sure
3.
everything is on the uppity up.
The uppity up. I'm in a good mood now. Get a long
M&S puts me in a good mood, no matter what's going on in the rest of the world.
We needed M&S today. Okay, and number 4. Baruch Hashem. All folded up. So now we have 3 names in one bucket and 4 numbers in the other bucket. All folded up. What I'm going to do, similar what they did in the time of the Bet HaMikdash, they used to pick raffles this way.
Lahavdil.
Yeah, definitely Lahavdil. We're not comparing ourselves to that. But this is where I got the idea from. So, we have 2 buckets. Sammy's going to pick a name out of one bucket, and I'm going to pick a number out of the other bucket. The name that Sammy picks, let's say he picks Stephen Gindy. The number I pick
Correlates to where he's picked.
is going to be where he's picked.
All right, I'll start it.
So
So
Sammy, pick a number.
first name
Pick a
that
name.
I pick, does it make a difference which paper it is?
No, doesn't matter.
Because it's a dual lottery, is Michael Cohen, MC.
MC. We're going to find out right now where Michael Cohen is going to be slotted in the first round. It's either 1, 2, 3, or 4. In here we have
Get on with it. Let's go.
Okay, sorry, just want to make sure. Alrighty. What number is it? Michael is going to be pick number 3.
Third overall pick in the draft.
So Michael's the third overall pick in the draft. Some will say they feel like he won this just now. They think maybe he should be number 1. Watch him Sunday morning right now, and you think he should be pick number 40. But nor here nor there.
Now,
Again,
the
next
second
one.
name pick that I'm picking out of the first basket is SJG, Stephen J. Gindy.
Stephen Gindy. Let's see. So Stephen could be either 1, 2, or 4.
Correct. And Stephen J. Gindy's number is...
Alrighty, let's see. Stephen Gindy. Good old
Numero
number
uno.
1. Stephen Gindy. He's a prideful guy. He loves the way he plays. He knows he's great. We know he's great. Well, he's a first rounder, first pick this year overall. So Stephen, number 1. And that leaves the last name in the hat. I could pull it this time. The last name is Gabe Abadi. But, here we go, we got Gabe. Last name, Gabe could either be a very big difference.
2 or 4.
2 or 4. So Gabe over there at home right now is praying to be number 4. Could be 2 or 4. Let's see. And the thing I pick. Gabe is going to be number... Well, he didn't get his wish.
Number 2.
Gabe is number 2. So, 1 overall, Stephen Gindy. 2 overall, Gabe Abadi. 3 overall, Michael Cohen. The number 4 is in this bucket still. Where did I put it? No, where's the bucket? Sorry.
Right
Oh, it's
behind
there,
you.
I'm sorry. The number 4 is still in this bucket. So that's going to stay there. But what we're going to do now is add the number 5. Fold it up. The number 6, obviously. And the number, last but not least, lucky number 7. So now we have the rest of the captains. We're going to go back to that other bucket. I'm going to empty it, and what we're going to do now is put Michael Sabon, Sammy Esses, Ray Berry, Melech in there, and now we're going to find out where they go. So I'm going to fold these bad boys up. This is fun. Okay, Melech, last but not least on this one here. Okay, and let's do it again. So I'll pull out the names, Samuel will pull out the numbers. So the next guy, it's funny, this part really doesn't mean anything. I can even see it, but
Yep.
I'm going to do it as a lottery anyway. The next guy, Ray. Ray Esses, what number is Ray going to be? Sammy is going to pull it out of
Could
his
either
side.
be 4, 5, 6, or 7.
Correct.
So I'm going to take a number right now, and the number I took is number 6.
Number 6. So Ray got a pretty good spot in this. I mean, it depends how you look at it. He might have a player that he's not caring to get or caring to get, but Ray is at number 6. Next name I'm going to pull out is the most newly named captain,
Melech.
Solomon.
And the
Let's
number
see.
that Melech will be getting in this draft is number 7.
Wow, Michael got last pick in the first round. Not sure where he's going to go with that. Let's go second to last guy here. Sammy Esses, all by himself this time.
Sammy
Missing the
Esses
TI
will
there.
be getting number 5.
Number 5, and that leaves Michael Sabon Solomon
At number 4.
with the last number in the bucket. And that is number, like Sammy said, Michael Sabon Solomon, just to show up a good measure, will be number 4.
So Sabon essentially has the first opportunity to pick the first player off the board in the draft.
Yes, that's correct. Sabon was, we discussed, slotted as a 5th rounder. So he's right in the middle of the 5th round. So I think that's pretty decent. That's where he's going to be slotted. Good luck to all you out there in draft land.
And that really concludes the first portion of this evening.
Yes.
Now we have all the captains set, the slots are set, the draft order is set.
The only slot we do have to discuss, we'll get to it afterwards, is Miller. We didn't
Correct,
slot
but
Miller.
we'll do that later.
We have an idea of what we're going to do with it. We'll be clear with everybody afterwards.
And now that's the end of the first episode that we'll be doing right now. And to follow,
We'll see you later.
be doing a complete recap, and we'll go through each player that will be available on the draft board, going through one player at a time. I know a lot of captains usually look at this as a lot of homework. We will do to the best of our abilities.
We try to help you out and not make you do as much homework as you have
I
to.
mean, there is quite a few rookies on the list this year. We'll do our best to give you what we know.
There always is.
And it is what it is at this point. So either way, that concludes the first portion of the night. And stay tuned for the next episode. We'll be going through each player on this draft list.